Salut. Bienvenue. That is hello. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Hello. I see you. Welcome. This is my city, New Masseque, and the jungle's edge. New Masseque, the jungle's edge, and you're watching people walk by me because it just got dark and everyone is just getting ready to go to bed and going home for the evening, and wow, they're all gone. So I think I am too. I'm going to go to my little apartment place. I'm going to walk to it. So I'm going to change my view right now. How are you? Oh, okay. We're just going to go right this way very, very quickly. We're going to walk in this direction. Walk this way. Welcome back. Hello. How are you? I hope you're okay. I hope everything's okay where you are. I am on my way to my little place that I have. I don't know whether these really do anything here. I think I don't really want these. They just walk around them. It's not really necessary. Oh, I'm not supposed to be doing this. This is just supposed to be a tour. And I'm already doing something non-tour like. Wilmot, go home. Wilmot, go home. There she goes. All right. And I'm going home too. And where I have a place is upstairs in the builder's apartment. This is Penelope's place. And Penelope is living at home, and her home is right there. As a matter of fact, you can see Penelope talking to her daughter Wilmot before they go to bed, and I'm going to sleep in her apartment, in her office apartment. And here we go. And I think I explained in the first part of the housing tour that this office apartment is my place when I am in the city. And so there's Penelope in her house. This house we looked at, I believe. I'm not sure we got to any of these, did we? That's the thing that I was going to look at and see. But yeah, I'm just going to start right here for a minute. If we saw these, it'll give you a chance to see them again. This is Penelope's place. I remember that she had a big seating area because there were a lot of people living here, but not a big kitchen. She's not necessarily a cook, and I could bring it out if I wanted to, just to actually give them a little bit more room for eating and fixing food, and I might do that during the week. This is, let's do the upstairs. Now this is the original dark oak design, and so it has a very narrow hallway. This is what Penelope and Declan's bedroom looks like, and they have a little picture on their wall, which is appropriate because she's a builder. And then down the hall and up the stairs is the kids' room, and Wilmot is the only one still here. This used to be Wilmot and Mildred's room, and then recently Penelope's granddaughter great-granddaughter, and yeah, great-granddaughter and her great-granddaughter's mother, Mackenzie, and her great-granddaughter Emily were staying here because they didn't have a place, and Emily had been, Mackenzie had been living in an apartment, and when her kid arrived, she needed some place where she could live with her kid, but they just recently moved into John's new apartment, so they do not live there anymore, and Wilmot moved back home, I believe, so her apartment could be rented out to someone else. This is Jonathan and Kaylee, if I'm not mistaken. Really? You're going to do that? Oh, yeah. Jonathan and Kaylee lived here and raised their daughter Annabelle here, and then they just recently moved from here and now live down the street. But Annabelle and Fright Swidey, they live in this apartment, and this is the one with such a pretty view. It's such a pretty view. I like that. This is their little porch area, and we can see Aiden across the way. Aiden's actually in my apartment for some reason. Maybe he thinks I need some flowers and he is delivering them. That would be nice because Aiden is the owner of the Florist Gift Shop, and that sounds very interesting. Thank you, Aiden. And here we go. There's a desk there, and I actually opened it when I opened the door. So this little bedroom is here in this apartment, and I bet he's going to have, oh no, he got down. Excellent. Okay, and this is one of the first of these jungle apartments that I put a bathroom in, and this is the bathroom that I put in. I think this is where we left off, where I was showing that I added this bathroom because this bedroom was just so big that there was actually room to make a bathroom out in between the two bedrooms. So that is what we did, and we very much enjoy it, the way that turned out. And this house has the pottery deck, which doesn't have anything on it. They do have some chairs over here and tables that they put out when they want to sit out. I think that's the home that we didn't get a chance to go see. And this was really a surprising home. I was building it for the delivery person, who turned out to be David. And we're going to cross the railroad tracks here. And at the time, it was only David and Barbara living in this area. And I thought maybe David, well, I didn't think Barbara, because Barbara is from a different generation than David is, but you never know. But so I was building him a sandstone design house down here. And when the sandstone house was done and I wanted to make it an acacia house, I just had all sorts of problems trying to figure out what to do with the walls. And when I was looking at the walls, I came over here to look at because this is an acacia house, and I saw that. I saw the paper walls right there, and it was like, wait a minute, wouldn't that be really cool? And it just turned out so wonderfully, and I actually just love. We even kept the cactus that they use in the new desert design. They use cactus wood for the floors. And so we kept that, and we kept the little kitchen area. We didn't break out the walls in this one. So we kept the little kitchen area the way they have it now in the level 5 of this house. We just added new appliances and new countertops and lights. And I could do the same in here if I didn't want to have this, which I think I will do. It's so weird that I hadn't thought about doing this until I started doing the tour. Let's get glow, let's do black. Where I've come into some of these houses that I had done a while ago, carpet, and it's just surprising that I never thought about, well, wait a minute, why am I trying to put lights on the walls when I can simply put light in the floor? And there you go. So now this room is lit up, and I don't have to have my precious lights, because those paper lanterns have these flowers, and lamps are literally the only lights that there sort of are. So being able to put the lights under the carpet like that in kitchens really help a lot too, so that I can use these lights outside, because they really do look more like outside lights. So then going upstairs, I even changed the windows in these areas because I was doing the paper walls. I could bring the windows all the way to the corners of the wood. This is acacia wood, and it just turned out. Ooh, look what got left here. Oh, I'm gonna have to fix that. That's a little piece. That should be acacia wood right there. But that got left. How interesting. Oh, and there too. Look at that. I didn't notice, and it'll be easy to fix on the outside. So I can do that if we have time later. Or maybe I should just go ahead and do it now. Should I do that on the tour? We're touring. This is the upstairs deck, which has been pretty much left the way it was, although we are using glow flowers strategically placed to help us have enough light. Now, this place used to belong to David and Paloma. David, the delivery person, started to spend a lot of time with Paloma, and I think he was actually sort of mentoring her, because she became she wanted to have her own delivery business. This is my favorite part of this house, and this is a wonderful time of day to be here, that they actually have a glass, we'll say it's plexiglass ceiling over there on their deck, which allows them to get some sun and yet still be protected from rain, because it does rain here, and it does rain here at the jungle's edge. So you can see that Barbara and Aiden are downstairs. They bought this home from Paloma and David, because Paloma and David, she heard sounds upstairs, knew I was upstairs, and so she was looking to see what's making that noise. Okay, so because Barbara and Aiden ended up working right here. This is the new souvenir gift shop that belongs to with the Tavern Bed and Breakfast, which is right here. And in actuality, because this is a hotel. Nope, I'll show it with the businesses. We'll just do the houses right now. And I believe that we looked at the other houses in this area. I'm in the process of doing roads, so you will see some odd mixtures in some of these areas. I'm in the process of turning. In the beginning, I was just using dark oak because in the beginning, there was only dark oak. There was no jungle when I started this, no jungle design, anything. And then jungle design came into Minecolonies, and so now I'm in the process of getting these roads turned into real roads instead of just being boardwalk that was thrown up temporarily. And this is actually going to be fun doing this. The other houses, I believe we looked. Oh, one of the Lords of the Swamp. This is actually one of the royalties. See the enchanted bow? If they have an enchanted bow, then they're one of the royal family of the swamp. If he was dressed in armor, he would be the ruling leader, but because they do not have any armor on, they are just one of the royal family. The royal family comes and looks for their own selves sometimes, but they prefer not to have anything to do with us, and so what they usually do is send minions, send either soldiers or send zombies to spy on us for them. So I believe we went into this house. This is, let's go to bed for a minute. I'm just going to go back in here again, and we're just going to go to sleep in this apartment. We just happen to still be in this neighborhood, and I'm still holding a piece of carpet. I fell asleep with a piece of carpet in my hand. Okay, so let's come down here. Here's someone having breakfast. But we're going to go over to this house. I think we looked at it, but I'm going to go over here right now and just go back in for a moment, just in case we didn't. This is where Jonathan and Kaylee live now. For a while, Annabelle and Friday were here, but Annabelle and Friday are not a couple. They are actually roommates, and they are best friends since grade school, and Friday helped raise Annabelle's kids because they lived together. I had another set of just roommates, Agnes and Rebecca in Minecolony, Omo, the city of Omo, and they did the same thing. So this is only a one-bedroom apartment or house, so it was better that Kaylee and Jonathan live here. And so we widened this house. We actually widened this Misa design house to put the kitchen on the inside of the house under the stairs, so they don't have the deck that is normally in this area where the living room is. This is the part that would have been outside for this house, and then the stairs started I think right here and went up here, but we changed where the stairs were, and that allowed us to have this full deck, this really full beautiful deck here. And they have a little hibachi, and they have these wonderful trees which sort of give them a secluded, jungly kind of feel to their house in the swamps. So they really like it. This is their house, and Their kid, actually, Annabelle, no, I said Annabelle, Isabella, their kid, Kaylee and Jonathan's kid, lives in this apartment building right here, right now. We'll see if she decides to choose someone, but she hasn't done that yet. And this is where David and Paloma, the two delivery owners, this is Paloma's delivery shop, but this is where they moved in. They're the only ones living in this duplex right now. And as you can see, nothing has been done to this duplex. This is exactly the way these duplexes are, except for one thing. This is one of the first of these townhome apartments where I decided to make that. This used to be a flower box, but I looked up and it's like, oh my gosh, that looks like a little balcony. And so I decided to make this a balcony. It was a little flower box, but it's so much nicer as a balcony up here and gives the house a little bit of outdoor space on these top floors that don't really have a lot of windows. So that gives them a little bit more window space. But all of the, oh no, I did put in Mr. Crayfish Furniture to match the wood that is in the house already. It's all birch. So I did add a lamp and a chair. I kept the original desk up here, but I added these books underneath the eaves there. I added the books, but everything else was pretty much like this. And and see, perfect example that it was is we have some mold in the house, and we're going to take care of the moldy wall in this hallway. I usually take these pieces out because I can justify them wanting the rustic look of stone, because that happens in cities, that people live in bare bones places that have this needs a piece of this right here, so that there's not mold on the inside. It's daytime. Why do I hear them? And then, yeah, even though I haven't done anything in their kitchen area, they actually do have a refrigerator already. So I actually have done a little bit of something in this area here. I'm going to just put this here. I didn't need to remove that one. I always do that. What is that supposed to be? Dark brown? Yes. Let's take a piece of this and put this back. Let's get a carpet. We're going to get something yellow. CARP. I'm just doing this because I see it. So I'm just going ahead and putting this carpet in this area, although it looks like it should be the other way around, doesn't it? It looks like right in front of the fireplace. That was me. Right in front of the fireplace here. Let's put this pink stone back. We could have this carpet right here. And let's step back, and then in the kitchen we could have the other color carpet. We could have this light yellow. That's interesting that carpet can even be in front of this fire. I always thought that was too close, that would catch, but apparently it's fine with the iron railing there, and I'm glad of that. Then we'll come back and we'll change this during the week. I know I'm doing more than just showing. I'm only supposed to be showing the places, not working on them, but I can't help it. All right, so that is one part of the duplex, and this is the other, and I haven't done anything here. This is actually the way this duplex is, and this was meant to be their table. I think I took away the chairs, or they didn't have any chairs in this area. Ah, look at this. That is nice. I'm not sure. I've actually, and this is what they usually put in these duplexes, that little closet with chests in it. Now they're both sharing the fire, but that is, I like the table and chair being right here next to the fireplace. That is going to be most interesting. And see, they still have vanilla furniture. Now the bed that's in here, I think I took it out for the time being until I see who's actually going to move in to this place. I didn't want Paloma and David going to separate places, so that's the reason why this was taken out. This place is being lit by bugs, believe it or not, but that is actually okay right now. We'll give them some lamps later. They have an awful lot of bugs in their house. But yes, so that is this duplex, and we still need somebody to live here, and this coming week we'll probably find out who that's going to be. So let us come down here, and I believe I showed you all of these houses because this is where Edmund the miner lives with his chosen Cecily and her mother Maya. And we're coming down here. We looked at all the farmhouses, I believe. What we didn't look at was over here. I believe that we didn't look at, whoops, these houses in this area. Levi is going home. Grayson, where are you going? Grayson, where are you going? That's interesting. Did I move Grayson into someplace? I don't think I did. I think he went, he was going back to his family's old house, I think, to get something of his that he used to have in his room, and he went back to his family's house to pick it up. Noah is building here, and you will probably see what that is next week on YouTube. But right now, I think there isn't really, there's Mackenzie. There isn't really an apartment in this one, but there have been times when I've gone up into this area of his office and have just gone to sleep up here, which is what I'm going to do right now because I want it to be daytime, so I'm not disturbing anybody. And I'm going to take a moment because I want to see. That's so interesting. I could almost say that I was unprepared to do this. So I'm going to stand here. People are going to come by here and go to school and go to work. And I'm just going to stand here for a minute. You'll be able to see people, and of course, because I said that, not a single person is going to go to work today. Here comes Isabella. She's getting ready to go to school, but she's going to have breakfast first. And there's Paloma leaving the restaurant, and Hugo is going to work. And the reason I'm letting you watch all of that is because I'm going right quick to look at something and to see in some records what I did. So let's go here and let's go here and let's look at this. Let's find this for a second, and let's see if I can find something super quickly that, yes, there we go. So let's go to here, and yeah, okay, so that's not going to do. Let us turn this off, and I'm just gonna have to show you what I'm showing you. I didn't want to repeat, but I'll just show you the houses down in this area. There are a couple houses that we worked on this past week, and we actually got them a little bit more worked on. I think I did not show you, or I might have shown you the second house that I have with this this feature. This is the desert house, desert design, which is the sandstone designed house. What's happening here? Kinsley, do you not have any food? Let me look at this for a second. She has food, but she's not feeding them, or they don't eat that, or because Landon is here and Hugo is here, but I think they're just here to have food. It's just that they're not eating. So Landon just went away, so she is feeding them. I wasn't sure. Hugo lost out. He was the other one who was interested in Kinsley, and it was Hugo and Nolan, and Kinsley chose Nolan, unfortunately for Hugo. So I saw people standing over there, and it's like, why are there so many people's names over there? But we did this one differently, where we put the kitchen, we tore down the walls in the lower area, and we put the kitchen in the front of the house, and have the living room in the back area, and make the hut block the dining room table. And I really like doing that. And then upstairs, see, I hadn't done it anywhere. It's just so interesting that in New Mombasa, for the first time, I started putting flower pots right along the stair rail, and I'm going to add that. Thomas doesn't have a project right now, so he's home in his bedroom. Appears to be looking out the window. Thomas lives here by himself. He doesn't have anything on his deck yet, but this is his home. Now Thomas has two older daughters. Whoops. There is Vincentius Primus bursting out into laughter about something he is watching on YouTube. And he just burst into laughter. That's what you heard behind me. And this is John's house. Now, John is our mason. John is responsible for these huge statues that you see on the waterfront of the river here. That is the mason business right there, the masonry. And he and he is the mason, the stonemason. And this is where he finally is living. And we did some things for this house. We actually widened it a little bit. As you can see, we just widened it enough to give him this kitchen area and let him have a good sized kitchen. And look at the view he has of his statues from his kitchen. That is lovely. And then he has a little living room area, and he has some pictures, some framings of some of his stone designs. The stonemason, by the smelterer who helps him with his stone designs, is Hugo. Hugo's actually the smelterer, and they both work the stone business. We have two stoneworks. We have the stoneworks that does the crushing. The Culkins have stoneworks, and then we have the stoneworks that makes statues and finishes and polishes stone. So this is one of the newer dark oak houses turned into a jungle house, and John is home, and because he has one of the new dark oak houses, he actually has the king size bed in his house. And this king size bed actually has one of the newer headboards. I'm using carved jungle wood and a diagonal wood in the center to make the headboard, and then we gave him a desk, a nice big desk area, and a place for books. There are lots of books in this place. And then Mackenzie and Emily moved in, and this is supposed to be Emily's room. But Mackenzie and Emily are adjusting to life with John, and they have actually been sleeping in the big bed, and John has been coming up here and sleeping. It's one of those things where they were used to being by themselves, and John was used to being by himself, and so it's taking them some time to kind of get to where they're comfortable all living together. So John's fine with it. He likes having someone else in his home because he's been living in an apartment for many years, since he is one of Maya's sons. And so that is the reason that is. So he's one of Maya's sons, and Declan is one of the second groups of Declan Cheddar is one of the second groups of immigrants, and his son's daughter is Mackenzie. So his son Josiah Cheddar, who is professor of magical arts, is Mackenzie's dad. So, okay, so we worked on that house, and we were really happy with that way that house came out. We were also happy with Reynolds' house. Reynolds is our lumberjack. This is Nolan's carpentry shop, but the lumber yard is behind the carpentry shop, and up this is the door, which I probably left open, to the carpentry shop, which is pretty fancy. And across this bridge here is Reynolds' home. Now Reynolds is sort of doing the same thing, but not for the same reason. Reynolds does not have any kids. Julia and Ray, Julia lost Muhammad, and Ray, her son, were living in Julia's parents' house. They were essentially sleeping in the living room. because her parents' house is really small. And so they came here. Julia is actually Reynolds' housekeeper, and they moved into Reynolds' house, and Reynolds has given them the upstairs. He likes to sleep downstairs, and we'll show you his little room downstairs. This is the living room, and then this is the guest room. He has the door open to the guest room, and he's asleep in the guest room. When they come home, Ray comes in, and he's going to go. There's Julia and there's Ray, and they just got home. But Ray sleeps in this bedroom sometimes. Julia's sleeping in this bedroom tonight, and Ray is going into the bigger bedroom right here, and he is going to sleep. So they live with Reynolds, but there is no relationship. Now, in Mine Colony, Omo, I had Carson, the fisherman, and he was this little old man, and he went out and fished every day, and he didn't have anyone to live with him, but he always had a house. He had this big house. So he started having a housekeeper. I'm going to put some bugs right here. This is awfully dark, and I just don't really want to encourage too many mobs to come up on this deck. So we're just going to put some bugs in this area. And I really like them because it means that you don't have to have a lot of torches around. And they just look like bugs. So that makes it really nice. We're looking out here across the way. Look, there's one of the ocelots. Excellent. On the Witch's Hill. Now, this used to be a hill back here, and the witches lived in this hill, but when we started expanding the town, they moved across the water and into this hill, and every once in a while you'll see them on the hill. Not tonight. Instead, we see one of the ocelots back there. Now, we don't train them, we don't feed them, because feeding them would make them house cats, and that's no good. So the last time that we were here, I think this place was not finished, but this is Nolan and Kinsley's new house. We started doing some things in the house. As you can see, they have a new kitchen. They have a couch, and they have a new set of table and chairs. Is it nighttime? Yes, it is. Do I want to curl up? Maybe I'll just curl up in this chair and go to sleep right quick. So why don't I do that? There we go. I did it. There's a way of getting that blanket to make it look like you're curled up in the chair or sleeping on the couch. Now everyone will probably come down in just a minute. It's daytime if they were here. Yes, there's Kinsley. She's going to work. And Kinsley just came out of this room. This is Nolan and Kinsley's bedroom, and Nolan's still in his bedroom. We haven't done much upstairs yet. We just changed the closet. Oh yeah, this is one of the places where the logs, I had an accident, and all the wood got vein mined out of the house, all the oak wood, and except for a few pieces, you can see some pieces in there. So we started to replace all of the oak wood in the house. I still haven't done it all, and that's why you'll see these oddnesses. I also am replacing all of the red terracotta with jungle wood. I haven't done all of that yet, and so that's why it looks kind of strange in this area. And this room, I haven't finished anything in here. This was one of the rooms that absolutely all the wood disappeared in this room, and so all the bark disappeared, and so we had to fix it. I could just put a desk there for that, and why don't we just go ahead and just use the oak for just a minute, and we'll just put a desk so that we don't have a floating lamp. So we can put that there, and that for the time being, and then I'll come back and later and put in the door back in and put the chair and some other things in this room to make it more comfortable. But one of their sons, Mark, this is his room, and then Grayson, the oldest, who is in business with his uncle Mason, lives up here. This is his room up here, and he has use of the deck right here. And this is the way these decks look if I don't change the furniture out for Crayfish's furniture. And like I said, this was an oak place. I'm going to keep the floors and the fencing, but I actually am going to change out the rest of the wood to be dark oak. That's what the jungle uses, and to have these walls be jungle because I like the way that looks. So those are some of the things that we're going to do. I have to see what it's going to look like if we actually take away that piece right there. Nah, I'm not going to like it. So I think we're not going to do that on that side. In the bedroom, you can see that the bed is in front of the bark and the wood part. And I would like to make a headboard there, but that's not going to work very well. So we'll see how it looks when it is all jungle. So I believe that that is all the houses, believe it or not. I think it is. I think I have shown you every house. This house, either I showed it to you. If I didn't, I'll show it again. This house was a stone house for many years, and then it was supposed to be turned into a jungle house, and I didn't know how I was going to turn it into a jungle house, but this is how it ended up being a jungle house. And I just love the way this house looks on the inside. I might have shown it to you before. It looks like I still haven't gotten to putting in a new kitchen and putting in new dining area, but Elias and I've done nothing hardly. Elias, oh, but that's pretty. Elias and Mildred moved in here because they were giving the smaller home, the other home, to Diego and Victoria, because it's actually closer to where they work, and this is closer to where they work. Although there's Elias in his field, it was much more had to do with the design. So Elias, and I must have shown this to you because I remember talking about Elias building this entire farm district here out of stone and jungle wood, and it only seemed fitting that he would continue and build his house the same way, whereas Diego works in this bakery, and Victoria is a school teacher. So this is the bakery that Diego owns, and it just looks nice. This house looks nice as their house. That's the Mesa house. So I will begin. I will begin with the next week, next Sunday, City Sundays. I will begin showing all of the progress that I am doing in various parts of towns and telling the stories of the people and their relationships and how they live. So it's really fun. This is Minecraft 12. There is Minecraft 15. Eventually, I look forward to going there. But right now, I'm waiting for Chisel, especially. Chisel to be updated to 15, and a couple other mods that I use on a regular basis in Minecolonies. I want to have them in 15, although the 15 designs, there are so many more added designs for 15, and I really hope that some of them will be available for 12 to use in 12 as well. I just realized that what might have happened in one of my builds, I was having trouble with the build, and it might have actually been that the materials that 15 has for the house aren't available, but that doesn't seem like something they would do. That seems like that Minecolonies, they've been really good about the materials and what you can have, and these beautiful vanilla designs of these houses. And so that's probably not it. So we're going to be able to come back on Sunday City Sundays, and we'll have a continued look. I'm going to just start showing, this was just a preview of each of the cities, and I wanted to use the housing to preview the cities for the first 3 episodes of Sunday City Sundays. But every week from now on, I will show you what I did in Mixer and in Twitch for that week. And then if you want to see the progress, see how it was done, you can just go to Rosalidian Mixer, Rosalidian Twitch, and you can actually watch me work on these and watch them work on these areas if you want to see what happened to people. Hi, Natasha. Natasha's waiting for Samantha to finish building this cattle ranch, and then she is going to become the dairy farmer, and Josiah, her chosen, is going to become the cattle rancher. And Natasha's tried a couple things. She's tried being a teacher, she tried being a florist, growing flowers. She doesn't like any of these things, so she's going to try being a dairy farmer and working with Josiah, her chosen, and raising cows. So these are some of the stories that you will get next week. So enjoy your games and enjoy watching all the other gamers. I am going to take a moment and say thank you to my constant viewer in chat. Thanks to my constant viewer. And thank you so much. I really appreciate your being here. And then I'm also going to say thanks to everyone. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. And the sun is set. And bye for now. Bye for now.